shall now go on to our next speaker, Dr. Rajiv Chaudhary, another versatile surgeon from Indore with many feathers to his cap. And he's going to tread a tough path as he shows us this video, and he's going to have his own teaching pearls as that video moves on. On to you, Dr. Rajiv. We'll have to restrict our discussions a little bit because there are quite a few speakers left.
Just chalu karna hai na? Chalu. Haan. You are able to see my video?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is a basic technique, chamber management of chamber depth in shallow chamber, because the shallow chamber create a problem creating the rhexis, and management of the nucleus between the two endothelium and posterior capsule. So try to do with a good viscoelastic, try to do the spiral capsulorhexis with the repeated injection of the viscoelastic. The problem is there that the chamber depth is very less. You can see that there is a fluctuation of, because the chamber volume is less. So you need more cohesive viscoelastic in between repeatedly. You have to keep vacuum in a moderate way. You cannot keep so low because you will not be able to hold the nucleus. If you keep high vacuum, it will create more chamber turbulence. So you have to keep a moderate vacuum, repeated injection of the. Another option, you can have anti-chamber maintenance. So I am going to show another option for this. So repeated injection, it is a just basic video, keeping, and once half of the nucleus is out, you are able to do the rhexis very well. Removing the nucleus with the good viscoelastic. And so the problem with this is another case with the antechamber is very negligible, lens swelling. So option is here that when you inject the viscoelastic, there is no space. It is like working in a crowded or driving in a crowded market. So to create a space, do a minimal vitrectomy and create a space to work. This is the case we are operating, which we have shown you I have tried to inject the viscoelastic, but not able to do. So I shifted to the pars plana trocar with the wall and did the core vitrectomy. So create a potential space in the anterior chamber. Now you can see the very clear. We can do the phacoemulsification as easily as in normal cases. Keep the trocar intact. You may need in between. Suppose there is again shallowing of the chamber and the chamber depth. Now the surgery is probably very simple. So these are the options for management during or managing the shallow chamber cataract, which you get usually in the lens-induced hypermature cataract, anatomically small eye. And this is the rest of the portion is quite simple. So basically, I wanted to show the option of doing. And now we can see that surgery is performed well. And then inject the lens as usual. It will be as a normal surgery. Keep the port till end, so that if you need in between, you can manage this. And you don't need to have an infusion cannula. And now use the post-operative. And the third option, because it is difficulty to do the rhexis in the shallow chamber because it tried to extend. The second option is to do with the femto cataract, where the rhexis can be planted very easily. And then you can perform your surgery well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Chaudhary, for your wonderful tips in a very challenging case. The essential challenges, as I would like to reiterate in these small eyes, is the biometry challenge. And of course, I think for a beginner, one has to be very careful about this pars plana approach, because in these small eyes, the location of the pars plana itself is not very clear. It could be a little too anterior or posterior. So you could either hit the retina or the lens capsule. So taking the help of a posterior segment surgeon would be of use when you're doing in a small eye. Those post-occlusion surges we saw in your case, probably, of course, you, I'm sure, have a Centurion machine with you. If you have a machine of that caliber, I think you would not be getting those occlusion surges. Or probably your bottle height.
It was on Centurion machine.
It looked more like IFIS actually.
It was on the Centurion machine. I have the Centurion and Stellaris both.
Even I felt it was a floppy iris.
Yeah,
Maybe using a Helon 5 would have helped here.
I used the Viscot in this, in the first case, and the second case because it was the swollen lens.
What is your biometry in these cases? What is the formula?
Around 25.
No, in a small eye. What formula do you use?
No, it was not exactly small. I just mentioned that you probably get more of the shallow chamber in a small eye. This was not in a small eye.
Oh.
One more small question, sir, to Rajiv, sir. Sir, I also have encountered these things, but I just put a small port, a pars plana port. I don't do a vitrectomy because sometimes when we do vitrectomy,
it was just a small vitrectomy, it was just a core vitrectomy.
Sometimes it is not really calibrated, and we do too much of vitrectomy, and then we see that the chamber, the chamber is too deep. So wouldn't just putting a port wouldn't help, sir? Because I generally
no port. If the vitreous is not liquefied, putting the port will not help.
Okay.
I think the term that is described is limited vitrectomy, pars planar limited vitrectomy, which has been described even for phacomorphic.
Yes. It was basically phacomorphic cataract.
Just one additional point, since you mentioned you're using a Centurion, Rajiv, is that as you rightly said, we keep all the aspiration and the vacuum and all minimally. But usually in these cases, I raise my IOP a little bit. Usually I operate at 30, but I find that if you keep it at 50 or 60, you get a little more space, even though you're using the other parameters.
In this case, the volume is very less. So a small amount of vacuum create a
No, I agree with you. No, the point I was trying to make was that, you actually reduce the vacuum, you reduce the aspiration, but raise the IOP a little bit. That gives you a little extra space. And the second factor was what you showed so nicely with the femtosecond laser. Whenever I don't find it free floating, I don't go in with a Utrata forceps, but I like to go in with a 26 gauge needle and gently, because usually there's some kind of a postage stamp, gently just peel it off and then remove it, because sometimes there's a danger of being a runoff of the periphery, extension of the periphery.
But we didn't get with this our femto machine. Probably we are getting 99.9% time the good capsular axis.
Liya bhai.
I am using Lensar machine, so this is very good in creating the capsular.
It is very good. It is good.